Hi, my name is Annette Fletcher, Miss BBW Delaware and Miss Fashion Global 2020, here in the Wear Your Crown 2021 Speaker Series, Walking into Your Queendom. And today we have the renowned Lucy Era. If you have never heard of Lucy Era, I don't know where you've been, but you definitely want to tune in for the next 30 minutes as you listen to this queen share what she does, why she does it, why it's important, and how you can connect with her. Miss Lucy Era, how are you today?
I'm excellent, and thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
It is an honor to have you. I was sharing earlier with you before we actually started how phenomenal and inspirational you have been to me, and I know to at least 4 million of more than 4 million other queens and girls who are interested in pageantry and runway. So could you tell us a little bit about what you do, why you do it, why it is important, and how we can connect with you?
What I do has kind of become an evolution. Starting out as a professional model, living in New York, being with major agencies, working for incredible designers like Bill Blass and Oscar de la Renta and Donna Karan, designers like that. Oh, and Bob Mackie. Oh, he would have a fit. I then moved to Paris at the age of 19 to take it to the next level. Those of you who understand about modeling know the top models get chosen out of Europe normally. And I had the honor of working with designers such as Yves Saint Laurent and Givenchy and Ungaro and Fendi and Karl Lagerfeld. And then coming back to New York, having a bigger name because of Europe, just taking that over, having an incredible modeling career. I ran into some friends who weren't landing the job as models. They were getting callbacks, but Lou, we're not getting it. Can you help us? And I went, sure. I started helping my friends. They started landing jobs. The agents started noticing this and saying, hey, do you mind helping other younger models? By the way, we'll pay because they don't have money yet, but you'll be competing against them. Is that okay? I said, I don't care. And I think to their surprise, I didn't hold back. It's one of the things I truly believe. I can teach you to turn all day and we won't turn the same way. It's one of the things I see now, how God has planned all of this out to help me do what I do today. Because that's one of the number one things I think I do well is
Yes.
help a girl stand out in a room full of beautiful girls. Um, so then agencies started asking me, and by then I think I was in my late 30s, early 40s, and thinking maybe this is something I can do in my future. I don't know. And then the Universe organization, through the extraordinary photographer Fidel Barishna, they were looking for somebody who could make the pageant girls look like models in a very short amount of time. And I interviewed with the organization. Paula Shugart was incredible. She hired me, and I became known as the one helping the girls at the USA and Universe level. Then other pageant systems started bringing me on, and now I work for some of the most incredible pageant systems. And then that parlayed into life coaching, where standing out, feeling great about yourself, um, understanding that you must be a leader in all you do. You must have a leader mindset. Even when things don't go well, that might actually be the best thing that could have happened. Those kind of things now parlayed me into doing more life coaching and just helping everyday women be the best form of themselves. So that's kind of in a nutshell.
That is awesome. I didn't even notice that you moved into life coaching because I'm always pushing people to the pageant coach side or the runway side, because a lot of your tips are epic and classic and needed and necessary. The turn that you have in one of your videos, I worked that turn. Your face is the last one to leave when you turn around. I was like, and they was like, oh, where'd you get that from? I was like, Luciera, you gotta check her out. You have to check her out. But moving into the life coach, I feel like a lot of your videos that are online now tied into that, because you can hear your passion as you're speaking to the contestants as you were in the rooms. I think some ladies had came in late and you were like, listen, ladies, when the starts, no one's waiting for you. If they call your name and you miss it, and I was like, oh, you because these are things I didn't know. I wasn't into pageantry, but your passion for your purpose came through in all of your videos. So
if I could interrupt you for a moment, I think one of the #1 reasons girls don't win is because they haven't identified the job. They actually believe the job is to be pretty, to show up, to smile, and that's not at all the job. Let's take it back from a basic point of view. Your job is always to make money for your boss. That is the bottom line to any job. Name a job that your employer doesn't want you to help financially. Every job, your boss says, I hope you're going to make money for me. So, okay, Lou, that makes sense. How do I make money in the pageant world? To get other women involved. Oh, how do I do that? Quite frankly, we want you to have a platform because it shows you care, but platforms don't make other people join pageants. No one opens up and looks into a pageant and go, wow, I want to do this because she donated 500 hours last week. I got nothing to do. Mothers don't look at a pageant and say, wait, baby, she raised $40,000, donated 10 hours a week, has to be run around, and you want me to do that? Yeah, let's do it. That doesn't make someone sign up. It's you being an inspiration, you telling them mantras, you giving them sound, practical advice on how to be a better version of themselves. And yes, giving back makes you feel good. It takes you out of a negative space when you give back. There are smiles and that positive energy. So yes, platforms are great and we want it, but what else do you do? Are you active in your community volunteering? Not just a platform, but an everyday kind of, can people call you? Are you too busy? Is everything me, 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 me? Are you outwardly focused? How's your family life? Can people talk to you? When you grow, are you working? Are you a good example for the young people around you? Are you open and honest about the trials you've had? Because young people and other people want help from those who've gone through things, not those, well, I've never done that, so I don't know. So are you an open, honest, do people feel you're relatable? Are you so standoffish and so perfect that people go, well, I'm nothing like her. So these are all things that I don't think pageant women come in identifying what the job is. A lot of them truly believe it's just modeling. I'm going to show up in a great outfit, but I don't know any pageant that the winner makes money modeling. Matter of fact, at Miss USA and Miss Universe Nationals, you can't even have a modeling agency. When you go to nationals, we don't allow you to have a modeling agency. If you had one, they can pick you up after if you don't win, but we don't allow you to go to nationals with an agent. We own your image. You don't go on castings. You don't do that kind of stuff. You don't. You speak. You speak. And when you speak, people stop because you speak with a smile. They stop because what you say seems relatable. They stop because you're approachable and seems like somebody they'd love to hang out with. That's what the job is, not being a runway model and standoffish.
That is absolutely correct. We had the queen circle, and all of the queens in that queen circle basically said the same thing. Because initially I was saying, when I signed up, I was like, okay, I just need to pick some clothes. And my sister was like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. But it wasn't until after actually winning and figuring out what my platform is, which is what I do anyway, supporting women and girls, that it grew.
Which it should be. Your platform shouldn't be something you made up and what sounds good and what sounds, it's supposed to be what you're passionate about. There's something in a young lady's eyes when she's talking about something that she truly, truly believes in or has gone through. So that should be your platform. I don't know why people, oh, it got to be something heavy. No. If you want to know the honest truth, when I speak to judges, the platform that's the most common, that gets the most woo-woo, is animals. Because out of 5 to 10 judges, half are going to have animals that they adore. So a platform doesn't have to be heavy. It just means something you're passionate about. And there's so many things going green. Yeah, there are those bullying, autism, cleft palates, breast cancer, but anything you're passionate about can be your platform.
That is good news and good information, because connecting to queens when I was moving in the space as a pageant director, connecting to women and figuring out what they are passionate about now, how they can use it and or continue to do it. It seemed easy because you see them already in their purpose or in their mission or their vision already. I feel like when you see queens, you can already see their queendom, and it's like, oh, so this is what you do. And they're like, well, I like that, but, and I'm like, yeah, but you've done this, and this, and you're still doing this. And they're like, oh, I do that, don't I? I think a lot of times we have queens who are moving in their purpose and they don't even know it sometimes until someone says, this is what you've done. And this is how you've inspired or connected to me, and thank you. And it's like, aha. That, yes, and you're right. It doesn't have to be something heavy or overbearing or something that you're authentically not passionate about, but it should be something that you authentically connect to. I did hear the story of you leaving New York for Paris at 19 at a time when it was not popular in everything that you did. So for those of you who don't know, now, if I mess a piece of this up, please let me know. But she stepped out on faith and left New York for what she knew she was destined to do and or be in Paris. She went to an agent. She didn't have a comp card. Now, you should have a comp card, unless you are Luciera, like we're not.
No, I didn't have a portfolio. I didn't have a portfolio. And at that time you needed it, but my agent didn't help me.
Yes.
So
she mentioned that she had an agent, and they asked her who her agent was. She told them, and she was like, and you don't have, she was like, no, but you know, if you want to call them, you know, they will vouch for me and say that I am one of their models. So they did that, but they loved her so much. Like, her agent was like, we did not send her. And they was like, hold up, but she is yours? This queen standing in front of us that just like wowed us, you never sent her to us, but she is yours? She was like, well, yes, she is one of ours. And they were like, okay, you shady for not sharing this diva with us, but we want her, and this is what we're going to do. When I saw the video, when I saw the interview or you sharing that story, you should have seen me like run. I was just like speaking. People are always talking about speaking things into existence or moving into your purpose, but the level of confidence that you give when I do watch your videos, I'm like, I can walk through walls. Oh, I'm ready to go. If I need a piece of inspiration for the day, I am watching one of your videos. And there are only 2 people. Look, there are only 2 people. Either you want to be me or you want to marry me.
let me say that came because the young ladies wanted to understand the different faces. When you walk, you should not be holding one face. It's very boring to watch someone hold one face and can come across almost as fake. So when I went over the 4 faces we have, one of them is a sexy, strong face. And they were like, well, what are you thinking? And I said, well, you can think anything you want. What I think is not what you should think. And then when they said, what are you thinking? I said, well, in my brain, I'm always thinking there are only 2 people in the world when I look out or when I look into a camera, those who want to be me and those who want to marry me. And that's where that came from. But I'd just like to back up for one moment. Going to Paris, I didn't just wake up and say, let me do it. I saved enough money so that I paid my rent in New York for 6 months. I paid 6 months of electricity, of what I thought it would be, and phone well in advance, and had no roommates, but I had a place to come back to. I bought a round trip ticket in Paris with an open end. I bought a week at a very nice hotel. And I said, if I stay, I'll find an apartment. But if I was going to be sad at the end of each day, I was going to come back to a wonderful place. And I took enough money with me to stay. I don't want anyone to ever think you just wake up and say, I'm going to go. You must plan. But this again is why a lot of women don't win the pageant world. Do you understand we would never allow you to win if you late every morning to rehearsals? If you can't get up and organize yourself and you knew you were coming to the pageant, then why would we give you a job that demands you to be on television for a 2-minute segment, to be part of a school assembly where there are 5 speakers and you have to go on at a certain time, to be at a business luncheon and you're the first speaker to be the hyper, but you're late. So you walk in rushed, or you didn't come in looking totally. So everything you do, if you cannot be a leader, then I don't understand when young ladies, I'm a role model. Well, okay, because you came here 30 minutes late. Yeah, but I'm a role model. When you walked in, you weren't even completely ready to start work. When you came into rehearsals, you wanted time to touch up makeup and things of that nature. Then you forgot your heels in the room. So the chaperone had to go get them. But yet you want us to believe you're a role model. There are lots of things at orientation. Women who do this. Good morning. Can you tell me on the first day? And everybody in the room, what she's saying, what she's saying? When the person next to you did this. Good morning, I am. And they stood when they asked their question. They announced who they were. Their voice resonated. No one had to ask what the question was. But yet again, I'm looking for a leader and you're confused why you didn't make my 15 because everyone said on social media you were pretty. Pretty doesn't win the pageant. Leadership does. And that means she photographed complete outfits before she came. So the night before, she's deciding what she's gonna wear. So when she gets up, she's restful, she goes straight in. Out of her and her roommate, she's the first one in the bathroom. So she can do what she needs, then puts her towel on the bed, turns on the news while she does her makeup so she can listen to new events in case they're asked in interview or on stage question, she can jot it down. She has on her outfit. If she has to be outside ready at 2:30, she's there at 2:20, sitting in the hallway. That's her social media time, or her reaching out to friends and family time, or reviewing what she learned the day before time. So when the chaperone says, who's that? She's like, I'm already here. Just tell me when you want me at the elevator. These are qualities when you say you're a role model or a leader that we're looking at in a pageantry. Not if you have 2 C's on your belt. Not if your shoes are red bottom. not at the lace front, cost $2,500. Those are not things that help us make money.
You know, the amazing thing is, I don't even think I heard you say all of those things, but I received all of those things from watching you share in your videos. And I'm sitting here and on the inside, I am screaming. I am like, oh my gosh, this is like, you are preaching right now. So all of this definitely ties into the life coaching piece, because again, some of your videos basically share, like one of the videos, I think you said, if you are not serious about what you want, then you may not want to come talk to me. Like if you're not ready to put in the work and the time that you need to be successful or to be the next queen, then don't waste my time. And it was kind of like, ooh, but yes, like you have to believe in yourself and say to yourself, okay, this is mine. I got this and I'm moving in this. And even if you don't, because you did everything that you needed to do and you were prepared, and you can go back and you can reflect on what worked and what didn't, and move on to the next. You don't stop. You still press, especially if that's where your heart or that's where your mind is. You don't stop and you don't give up and you don't let go of your platform.
There are practicals you must do. Just wishful thinking is not going to get you any job. You can't be a lawyer if you don't pass the bar. You can't, they're just practicals that you have to do. If you're unhappy with your body, how are you going to beat a girl who's happy with her body? You're not. The judges can feel and sense that. So I'm not saying there is something wrong with your body. I'm saying you got to be happy with it, not me. You got to be happy. But I don't have a pill that's going to make you, or we're not looking for the best actress who can act like she's happy. If you know you're doing interview with me, which I think is why my girls win, is my interview working with them. Because you're only walking for X amount of moments, they're only X amount of turns. Interview and speaking is the most important. And I won Future Business Leaders of America interview competition nationally for 2 years. It's now I look back and I see the tapestry that God put in place that I can help with all of these things. But if you're not Googling top 10 things happening in your state or your country and the world, you should be Googling both of those. When I come on for interview, I can't help you in your state. I don't know what's going on in your state as your coach. You should be able to say, Lou, one of the things happening, we just passed the dog off your leash law. Let's talk about it. We should be talking worldwide. What is going to be the legacy left behind by the Trump administration? We should be talking about things like this, but if you aren't prepared, I'll go on, but my energy is not the same because I'm not here to win it for you. Right. I got to see that you, and I'm like, yes, baby, that's what we do. That's what we do. If you haven't practiced turns, when I teach a half, and then I teach a 2/2, which is one of the fulls. Then I teach another full, but you can't get my third full if you don't have the 2/2. You can't get the 2/2 if you haven't learned the half. So when I see you, we can spend your time reviewing. We can review because you don't practice, and we can review over and over. But when your competition is now on the 13th turn because they did practice, that's not on me. That's on you. That's on you. So these are things that if you're not willing to put in the hours or the time, I'm going to be okay. I'm not going to lie. There may come a time when I only have X amount of hours and I have to decide between a client who I'm going to give that time to, because I'm only human. As it stands now, I work 12 hours a day. I start at 6 a.m. in the morning because I do a lot of international clients, and I finish 5 to 6, I return calls. So I'm 6 to 6. If a major pageant is coming up and I have to squeeze in another client, I'm not going to lie and tell you the girl that's just giving me finances and the girl that's giving me, she wants to win. If I have to make a decision, I'm going to try to do both. I really am, because Jesus didn't give up on me. He didn't say, and that might be the time. But if I have to choose one, I'm going to stick by that person who is saying, Lou, I want it with all my might. Please help me.
Yeah. I
And before we go on, because I know that 30 minutes goes so quickly.
Yes.
Please, I'd like to remind everyone watching, I have an app. It's called Lou Sierra Modelversity, like modeling university, Lou Sierra. And it's on the app and Android, and it's a one-time $4.99. That's it. It has the description of all my turns, not videos, not videos. Please feel free to do that. And I take any client. All you have to do is call and we'll work it out. I can work over FaceTime, WhatsApp, Skype, Zoom. I cannot teach major turns that way, but we can go over wardrobe and photo and paperwork and walking and posing. But these are all things I can do, and I work with everyone. I still don't quite understand why people think I only work with the Universe organization when they are actually not my biggest client. I work with lots of pageant systems.
That's because you are fabulous, absolutely fabulous. And most of the videos they see are probably with that, because those are the—
Absolutely, because they were on television.
But
Absolutely.
you have a page. You have a whole YouTube page that people can actually go and check out. In addition to the training, the workshops that you offer here on your website, you do have a Facebook, you do have an Instagram.
Absolutely. Please follow me.
We will add them to the bottom of the video. So make sure you check out the renowned supermodel, a coach, lifestyle coach, inspiration coach, runway model, pageant coach, just life coach. If you are not familiar, oh my gosh,
thank you.
Her power is authentic, is serious, and I absolutely, positively love her authenticity.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me. I'm like through the moon that I am sitting here chatting with you right now, and that you took the time to share what you do, why, and how other people can connect with you. I'll be sure to put your information below the video so that they can check it out. And hopefully I will see you. I would love to meet you in person at some point in time. So when that happens, I will be sure to say, Lou Sierra, my name is Annette. Now, I change my hair quite often, so if it's red, then, you know, just say, oh, I do.
Good.
Voice.
Good. Change your look. There's nothing wrong with that. Nowadays, why look the same? Me too. Last week I had dreads. Now I got short hair. You should see me next week. Absolutely. Have fun. Life is too short. And let me just say, don't let the issues of the world dictate how you feel. I know that I'm an ultra sensitive person. I take on things. So I limit the amount of news. I limit those around me speaking, whoa, whoa, whoa. And that's okay to do. That is okay to do. We only have one life that I know about on this earth, and we get to decide if we're going to be happy. One of my favorite things when people say, how are you? I choose to be happy, because it is a choice. You can choose to say, I'm not going to let your negative energy rub off on me. I'm not going to let you make me angry. Then you win and I'm not like you. I'm not going to let heartbreak take my future from me. I'm not going to let those around me who think little of themselves put me down as well. Surround yourself with lots of positive thinking people. And they may be people you have to find on the internet. Now I think young people, I know social media is a double-edged sword. But when I was growing up, my immediate neighborhood was all I had. And if everybody, which was a lot of people, not my family believed in me, and I had 2 or 3 good friends, but everyone else thought I was crazy. That it was an uphill battle. You're going to be a model. You're going to move to New York. Get out of here. Sure. I remember even getting in French Vogue and my mother going through a checkout line and somebody working the cashier I went to school with. Oh, she's in New York. Who knows what she's doing? I never saw her on the cover of Jet. And I remember my mother's like, nothing against Jet because I get it, but my daughter's in French Vogue, thank you. And the cashier just laughed. And my mother came back the next day. I was upset at my mom because I was like, leave her alone. My mother came back with that cover, not the cover, the inside of French Vogue in the cashier's line, waiting to go through just to show her. And I was like, Mom, these people,
Right.
no, I know. She goes, if you had a daughter, you'd understand. I'm like, okay, because I couldn't care. It would be impossible for me to care less about what that person thinks I'm doing. I don't.
No.
I don't.
I can show you better than I can tell you. So, enjoy that. Yes. Well, thank you again so much for joining us. Again, we have Lou Sierra, a renowned life coach, pageant coach, runway coach. If you are interested in leveling up, make sure you check her out.
Thank you.